All right, looks like stream is officially live. This is Fireside Chat number 96, I believe. Let me double check that here, but sorry that it is late, unfortunately. For those of you who are excited about the Yule song, related to that, dropping off a guitar at the shop and yeah, had extended conversation about it, so it took a little bit longer. But excited about that. That said, I am currently working on the song. Was working on it last night. Got the idea about a day or two ago to maybe try to play a demo of some kind on Fireside Chat today, but ultimately I decided that as much as I know some of you are probably excited about the song, this is Fireside Chat number 96, so I didn't say that already. Um, I don't want to give a reveal that just sounds terrible. I mean, obviously it would be, a demo, but I would still want to, have people listen to something somewhat presentable. So I don't like to give myself any kind of deadlines or something like that, or give listeners deadlines, I suppose, because I don't want to let people down because a lot of times it's really hard to say. But chance of that happening next week's Fireside, assuming I still can continue working at this pace and everything. I've completed writing the all the guitar parts on the song, basically. Basically, what I did was I went through and recorded sort of demo tracks of everything. So the chords will be the same, the chord progressions, and it's in the key of B minor. The whole song is sort of this 6/8 triplet kind of feel, if you're familiar with music at all, which I like for some kind of a grand adventure kind of song. I think it provides that kind of atmosphere really well. So that's the deal. The song is pretty long. If you listen to a lot of metal, it won't seem as long maybe, but it's about 6 minutes and 45 seconds. It's going to be right around there. I don't think that's going to change at all in terms of the length. I think I'm pretty happy with just what I have there. I don't think I would be removing parts or anything like that. Um, but yeah, basically all the guitar parts are written, and I have those demo tracks recorded. And what that means basically is that my playing is not super great. Some certain things I haven't done. For example, on the rhythm guitar, typically you would record two tracks and on top of each other. For the rhythm guitar, I've only recorded one, and I just have it set to mono sound, so it's same on left and right side, just to give myself an idea of how the song is going to go. But I will ultimately go through and re-record those and all the lead parts and different melodies and stuff like that. I basically just improved to kind of just give myself an idea. Okay, this is about what I could do here with these chords, and then I'll go through and listen and maybe I'll chart out the exact melody I'll play, but it gives me a really good kind of rough idea of how it's going to sound. Um, the one downside of my current setup for recording is my Mac simply is not that great. And unfortunately, when I run a lot of plugins, for example, virtual amplifiers for my guitars, it tends to crash instantly. So what I have to do is basically remove all the plugins and record just a straight guitar signal, no plugins, no effects, nothing, and then do that for the whole song, and then export the whole song and listen to it in like iTunes or something like that. Is essentially what I have to do, simply because there's not a way to avoid that crashing with the live playback of all my guitar plugins and stuff like that. So it's not a massive issue because I can still just record with the the raw signal and still hear what I'm playing. And the one problem is sometimes you don't get a good idea because obviously it's this song is shaping up to basically be a power metal song. I mean, it's a bit different, perhaps, but that's probably a good rough estimation. And so my guitar amps are set to pretty high gain settings, and therefore there's a lot of distortion, and therefore slightly interacting with the instrument can create a lot of noise, which is something you don't get with just a raw direct signal, because you'll just be, you might accidentally touch a string or something, and you don't actually even hear anything because it's not amplified or anything like that. But then when you export it and you have all that distortion and all those the amp and stuff like that, then you listen to the song and it's actually like, holy cow, there's like a huge amount of feedback and everything like that. So it creates a couple of problems, but that's kind of how I have to do it, and so far it's manageable. So but yeah, that's the progress on it. I've got to go through and re-record all the guitar parts, like real takes, not just the kind of demo stuff. and then I'll have to do drums, which I'll probably be programming. I don't really have the space or gear to record live drums myself, so I'll probably just be programming drums using a drum machine, basically. Which I feel like when people hear drum machine, they think, oh, that's going to sound terrible. The one I use, I think, sounds okay. It doesn't really sound that much like a machine, but um, yeah, that's probably what we're going to have to do. And let's see, record bass and vocals, of course. So yeah, should be a lot of fun. I've been having a ton of fun with the song so far. I'm really excited about it, but I'm not excited enough to play a demo just because the current file I have just does not sound good. It's just very, very, very sloppy. And I know some people will be like, "Ah, come on, let's hear it," but no, 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 it does sound very bad. So we'll aim for possibly something next week. But all right, that's enough ranting about the Yule song. Other than that, another big thing has been me working on the Codex of the Aesir. I'm trying to get a entry for every single member, which I don't think we've ever had before. And we are almost there, actually. I think there's about 10 members left, and we will be at that point, which is pretty exciting. Let me see here, about 15 members left. And I do need to update some of the entries already from when I started, but having every current WM member have an entry is pretty cool, and then we can go back and maybe look at adding some more significant members of the past, but I think it puts us in a really good spot. Of course, it goes hand in hand with the wiki. Thanks again, everyone working on that. I think what we'll need to do, perhaps, one of our biggest focuses next will be adding individual member pages on the wiki and trying to really expand those, because that's kind of the companion of the two, of the Codex of the Aesir. We have the Codex, which gives you just the basic info. You want to say, well, who is Sanctifico? Oh, well, he was this house, this family recruited here. Here's basic information. As if Sanctifico posted his roll call in your warband, basically. And then you go on the wiki and you read the whole Sanctifico biography and you see, okay, this is who he was. So yeah, that's kind of a big focus right now is both the wiki and also the Codex of the Aesir. Um, I have further been thinking a little bit about a possible house organization system in the future. Um, haven't really put down too much, but I've gotten some good ideas from other people. So if you have any thoughts on something like that, feel free to let me know. Or something completely different. You know, the words of Monty Python, that's fine too. Always willing to take notes and stuff like that. And yeah, basically, I'm kind of excited about that idea of organizing by houses, but again, I don't want to jump the gun here. We're still rolling with our current system for the time being, and especially after there's been a lot of recent changes with it, with warbands closing and overall just kind of consolidating everything, which I think is good. With all of that happening, I think it definitely is a good idea to let things kind of play out until we kind of reach a standstill here where there's not a lot happening, and then we have a couple months of sort of stability where we can sort of evaluate everything and get a good idea of where we're at before making any drastic changes. I don't know if I said it last time, but I did add the rules in full text form in the rules channel, which overall I think is a good change. I know some people liked having PDF downloads and stuff like that, but overall, I think this is a really good idea. I think being able to just edit it on the fly, like somebody says there's a typo in there, I don't have to go in, edit a text file, move every paragraph because it offset everything by a line, and then export the whole thing to PDF, change it into a PNG image file, upload every single page individually as an image, and upload the PDF and upload that to the forums. It's actually just like a huge pain, to be honest with you. And I was, of course, willing to do it, because it's an important thing, but it doesn't change the fact that having it be so much easier like this is pretty awesome. So yeah, the one nice thing I like about that is if you see something needs to be changed or fixed or anything like that in there, it's very, very easy to fix. So yeah, I think that is about it. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the main focus here is going to be that and the Yule song. There's some House Dippity stuff going on. I know some people have still been talking about relics, which still exist. Um, I'm currently working with Veerstein, who is pursuing a relic as well to calculate his points or his veneration, and he may have already earned it. We'll see. I've got to sit down and do that, but in that vein, more House Deputy stuff down the road is expected. I want to put some time and effort into that kind of stuff too. Um, and yeah, that's probably going to be another focus once this song is done, in addition to continuing work on the wiki codex, that kind of stuff. So yeah, all right. Well, that is Fireside Chat number 96. Thanks to anyone watching live or watching the VOD, and yeah, we'll see everybody for Court of the High King here in about 10 minutes. But other than that, we should be back for Fireside Chat at the normal time next week. So we'll see everybody then.